Welcome to day 20 of the 28-day photo challenge. We are getting close to the end, and today is long exposure photography. Now, the best example of this is taking pictures of the stars. So we're gonna need a tripod for this. We can head out and I'll show you how to capture some of the stars that we wouldn't normally see.
I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different, something that I've actually never done. So this is gonna be an experiment. What I'm gonna show you, how you take a long exposure picture. The sun has already reached its civil twilight, so it's already beneath the horizon. What I intend on doing is trying to take a long exposure picture while it's still light out using a neutral density filter. So I got the camera, I left it in the cage because the tripod mount is attached to the cage, and this is just like a super cheap tripod off of Amazon, so the little screw on it comes loose all the time. So I just like He-manned it on there with pliers, and I can't get it off without tools. So I'm just gonna leave it on there, because being in a cage or not really doesn't matter at all. But we're in the tripod, everything is good. The back of the truck is still full of snow, so you can see the nice lean, like the snow is up there. I tried shoveling it out. Basically halfway down is like ice. So it's heavy and I can't get it out. So it's just gonna stay in there. That's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna try and use rule of thirds, and I'm gonna make the wheels of the truck just touch the top of that line. Tighten the tripod right in there. For this neutral density filter, this one is variable, so I can actually adjust it. I'm gonna have to zoom all the way in so I can actually reach in here. You can see on the live view, get my stupid hand out of the way, and if I rotate this, it'll make the screen really dark, so you can really see it on the sky. We're gonna make that as dark as it goes. The tires are right in that rule of third line. The truck is centered between it, so you know, it works, whatever, it's kind of close. Moral of the story here is the photo is gonna be straight. I want to keep that ISO at 100. The shutter speed, I'm gonna bring down like a lot, because right now we're super underexposed. We're at 2 seconds for an exposure, but because it's gonna be a long exposure, it's not gonna be quick enough to like recognize the jitter of pushing the button. So I'm gonna turn that on to a timer, so that way it's gonna take a picture in 2 seconds. I'm gonna change the aperture up to f8, and that's gonna make it a lot darker. Now I'm gonna bring that shutter speed down even more, and this is gonna be a 20-second photo. So now it's counting down, and it's doing its thing, and as it starts to get darker, more and more stars are gonna become visible. Now, not many, because of how much light pollution there is, and I'm not really that far away from the city right now. Like, you can see it just over there. I'm hoping that it will be enough that I'll be able to like accent the sky without overblowing the truck because of the natural lighting that's still coming from the sun, because it's only in twilight right now. The sun has just gone below the horizon, but we still have tons of light coming off of it. Now, I was gonna wash the truck, but it's like absolutely freezing right now. Like, it's minus 30 degrees Celsius. It's kind of like a hit or miss when you're washing your vehicle when it's this cold, because one, it's gonna freeze instantly. So you're gonna be covered in like clean ice, not salt-filled ice, like that like poo icicle that's coming off the door. But at the same time, it's the best time to wash your vehicle because everything on the road is also frozen, so you're not gonna have tons of that slush and everything making it dirty as soon as you leave the car wash. It's kind of hit or miss, and I just left it. This picture's done, so that's all right. It's kind of working out a little bit. It still is too bright for what I want. There's a train coming. That's super cool. As soon as that gets closer, hopefully it's going all the way down. That'd be awesome. And then we'll have the train going by in the background. I'm just gonna wait for that. I'm freezing. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Okay, it's going. It's happening. Picture that train is going by in the background. Maybe we'll get a cool light streak. And I was too low to see the train, so all of that was just a complete waste of time. Awesome. I probably should have saw that coming because the tripod's so low. I'm an idiot. Anyway, I'm just gonna wait this out till it gets a little bit darker. I'm gonna finish my coffee, warm up, because I'm starting to not be able to feel my fingers right now, and my 10 miles per gallon isn't gonna be getting any better, so I might as well just sit there in the warmth. I still have plenty of battery left in this camera, because it gets like 4+ hours of battery life, but this Osmo Action is not that privileged to get battery life like that. Oh my God, as soon as the heat hits me, I can feel how cold I am. Oh my God. The sun is almost gone, but you can see some of the stars. Well, I mean, I can. I don't know how well this camera's gonna pick it up, because you know, this isn't exactly known as being like a low light king or anything like that. That giant wall that hopefully you can see in the horizon is a huge storm coming. So I'm just gonna shoot in this direction. As dark as it can be, try and get as much as I can. I already got some coverage happening. The old internet's on the clear sky map. It said it was supposed to be clear until 1 in the morning. and it's only 6:30 right now. So like, I don't know what that's about, because clearly not. And we're already starting to get some cloud coverage coming across, like these little bands, and it's already hitting the moon. And there's another one over here, and the camera's gonna pick that up. So we are going to have some clouds. They're not gonna be perfect, but I gotta work with what I have. Oh, we have a visitor. I don't know what's going on, but I've seen like 6 tow trucks since I've been out here. Actually, I'm gonna sit in the truck while I explain this. Just so you're not completely bored, I'll turn on the interior light so you can see my hands moving around, which will at least add some sort of interesting factor into this entire conversation. Turn this down so we can see. When you're taking a long exposure picture, this is where we start getting into like all of the manual things. So the aperture, that's gonna control how much light is gonna be let into the camera. So the wider the aperture, the more light is going to be let in. So we don't have to have the shutter open for as long to let in tons of light. But that being said, a wide aperture isn't going to be super sharp. So we kind of have to balance in between having a wide aperture, but not having the shutter open for a super long time. Because if I'm making pictures that are a minute long, the Earth is moving. Like, we are this giant rolling ball of fear flying through the galaxy, spinning at like unimaginable speeds. So those stars that we're trying to take pictures of up in the sky, they're not just sitting there following us, they're moving. So as the Earth is moving, those stars are staying there. So when we're taking a picture and we're standing still on here, the universe is moving. And because it's moving, if we have the shutter open for too long, those are going to be blurs going across. Now, you can actually get really cool like light trail photos by taking multiple long exposure pictures. And then you have the little movements of the stars, and as you take multiple ones, you can stitch them all together and you get these really cool light trails going across. I took a picture like this a long time ago, but I have no idea where it's gone in the archive. So if I found it, then you're looking at it right now. If not, then you're just enjoying the hands doing the explaining. So we don't want to have a super wide open aperture. We want to step that down somewhere around f4 should be good. We want the ISO just to be as low as it can possibly go. So for this camera, it's ISO 100. We're basically just going to be adjusting the aperture and the shutter speed to kind of find like a happy medium balance in between that. But because there is some light still coming through, I think I will be able to get by without having a picture that's too overexposed, so that way it can actually capture the stars that I can't actually see with my eyes yet, but still be sharp enough by using f4 that, well, it's not going to be blurry. I don't know. It'll probably be blurry. I haven't done this in years. I have wasted enough petroleum sitting here. So let's just turn this off, let's turn the light off, and let's get out there and freeze while we try and get pictures for this example. So now I have to go outside. It's so cold. Now again, I have no idea if you're going to be able to see any of this because the OSMO Action is not known for its low light performance. So I mean, in the sense of just actually being able to see what's going on, I'm just going to completely degrade the footage. It's going to be a super noise induced mess. So at least you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm currently at ISO 100. Aperture is f2.8. I am at a 60-second exposure, so I'm just gonna rack the focus blindly to infinity, so at least, you know, we're kind of somewhere, and I'm just gonna take a picture. And we're just gonna see what happens from here. Oh my god, I just hit myself in the back with the television. Oh my god. Alright, there we go, the picture's done. And we have a single star that showed up in the picture. It might be cool to get a picture of this train car just chilling in the middle of the night. I'm going to step this down to f4, so that way it's a little bit sharper, which changes the exposure. So now we're underexposed by one stop at 60 seconds. So now I just got to bring that focus in a little bit. Wow, this is really hard to see. Okay, so that's blurry, 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 blurry. Oh, started to get focus. Okay, right about there. Perfect. So this is just literally a total shot in the dark. It says it's going to be underexposed, so let's hope that kind of stays true. Clouds are coming in really fast, so it's not looking too good. But hopefully we have, you know, more of the stars visible than we can naturally see, as well as some actual light on this train car. Because right now it's staying open, so it's just constantly letting light in more than we can actually see. All right, so I didn't get many stars. It's actually overexposed a little bit. Like for a night photo, it's overexposed. It looks too bright, but I did get a lot of detail out of the train car, and you can see lots of the stars. So if I darken this in post, which is the picture that you're gonna be seeing, then I think this will actually come out pretty good. So that's one. Now let's just get another one going right down the road before I completely freeze and die. And I'm just gonna focus out to infinity, so that way the stars are fairly sharp. Still shooting at f4, so it's gonna be, you know, sharper than it normally would be. ISO 100, 60-second. So let's try that. Now we wait, and we get to play with long exposure pictures, this is literally it. You just set it up, you wait. You check your exposures, you kind of mess around with a few settings and stuff, dial in it a little bit, take some more pictures, get some stuff you like. But already, hopefully you can see this, but that giant storm front is like already over top of the city. Like it's probably snowing in the city right now, and it's absolutely freezing right now, and it's already starting to go over top. So the rest of the clear sky that I was supposed to have until 1 in the morning is pretty much gone at this point. So in 14 seconds when this picture comes through, that's it. I'm not going to be able to do much more than that. All right, let's see what we got. Whoa, you can see the northern light. I can't actually see that. Like with my eyes, like I can't see that right now. That is awesome. That's the fun part with photography. I've been doing this stuff since I was 18, and it doesn't get old. You always find something new, something cool. That couldn't be any more of a better example why getting out there and just doing this challenge, it'll just get your mind off of, you know, like how much life sucks, and you just kind of get out there with a camera, you just enjoy some stuff. So hopefully you got something out of this. I mean, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, that's cool. Or don't do any of it. I'm not telling you what to do.